question about this drawing. Is it hand drawn or is it computer drawn? How do you draw?
Recently, so we start to draw by hand. So, but around 2000 or late 19. The computer coming, so we started to draw by the computer line because that timing. So we have a bit also critical about the master drawing. Some was a very named master drawing. That we want to bring in more like a drawing could be more shareable or kind of platform. So things that we expecting, and then that's why so we start to draw by computer. But nowadays, I think many people start to use already many computer, and then that's why so that we back again to the hand drawing. And then hand drawing is it's good things. If people cannot think, if people didn't think, so they cannot draw, or like always there should be some certain idea or conscious to make a movement of the hand. So that's why so like always the drawing is more interactive. So drawing and a person. And then also we testing the public drawing. It's called shareable drawing. So one paper and not only one person by draw. So it's 2 or 3 or sometimes 10 people drawing together, one piece of paper by the pencil. And the pencils can be erased when they don't like it. so that they can also fight or negotiate with eraser and pencil.
Do they all draw at the same time? Or is it one after? Is it like a cadavre exquis that you draw after one another, or all at the same time?
Yes, in the Venice or after, so we test. Before already we started to test public drawing. In that case, everybody, even paper is very large. One side so one person, and another side one person, or like some Swiss students are more drawing the building, but the Japanese students are more drawing the person, something like so. It's a very easy so wish or behavior or understanding, also showing the drawing mixture. So yes, that's also interesting.
Yeah, very nice. Well, it's a difficult time now to draw together, but it will come back.
Yes, that is a point. So we are thinking so how we could share so drawing matter in a game. So in this moment, so maybe old-fashioned more like a letter, physical letter.
It's a wonderful image that I have. That you start drawing, you roll up the paper, you give it to to the post guy who needs to bring to your colleague, who opens it again and starts drawing in it, so on and so forth. Apparently, the packaging business is doing very well. At the moment. Everyone orders online, food and materials, clothes, and so the package industry is booming. So you might as well also do your drawing, the cadavre exquis thing. Might be really fruitful.
Yeah, let's do this.
Let's do it. Let's exchange drawings, you and us. That would be nice.
Yes,
that would be great.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah.
Yes, good.
And
Tokyo,
Amsterdam, zigzag.
Yeah, good.
But I also believe what you say, that between the hand and your brain is a very important connection. And if you don't draw by hand, at least as well, you also don't understand space or scale or implications. So that's a really important connection.
Yeah, I think so. Yes.
Petra, can I ask you a question? Continuing from this, from this like idea of the tools that Momoyo mentioned, the tool of drawing, for example. In your case, what tools have been what tools that have been used in your practice have been affected by the current situation, or what sort of processes have been affected by the current situation? And how do you kind of like go about bypassing restrictions or finding, new ways of working and arriving to same processes or end results in a way. I guess research also, which can be done outside or way that has been affected somehow, maybe.
Yeah, it's quite difficult because it's so physical. Huh? So what I do now is draw by hand, take a picture because I don't have a scanner yet at home. Take a picture and then send the picture, or I just say, hey, this is what I mean. Can you please? And I go to my studio one day a week because there's nobody there. There's one person there, Jana, my landscape architect partner, and she's. It's good she's there because packages come and go.
Yeah.
Because I need to be in touch with all the materials. You've been in my office, at least some of you have been in my office studio, and it's full of materials, textiles and, whatever, tracks and runners and examples of everything, samples of past projects that are necessary. Also color, you work with color, you have to exactly say which color a paint test has to be made for a certain project. So it's actually quite complex. But for instance, now if we have samples made, printing samples, textile weaving samples, color samples, they're all by mail sent to me at home at the moment,
right.
But also to my colleague in another city. So we both have the same, and also to the client. So we all have the same. It's an organization.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all have it.
Yeah, it's something similar, I guess, across, but things have to be more dispersed and amplified in a way that we can all share the same thing.
Yeah. But what I do notice is that now we have another kind of conversation. But if we are conversing about a project, I'm drawing while we speak. I'm actually drawing what people want to communicate. And then there's a kind of conceptual diagram almost, visual, and you can easily say, is this
what you mean?
This is what we are actually talking about. So drawing is very important at the moment. And also words. I mean, the politicians need words to communicate to us what the decisions are on this Corona time. It's very sensitive, huh? What kind of sentences and the tone. Is it a warning? Is it, trying to keep everyone calm? Yeah. So I think words at this moment, writing and speaking, are incredibly sensitive and important.
Absolutely.
You have to think about it. You can't just flip it out. You have to think about everything now. Be conscious. Don't you think?
Yeah.
What is your experience?
Yeah, I think, yes, because of the limited time of the meeting and also speaking. So I think 24 hours Zoom is a bit crazy. So that's why we need to minimize of the meeting. So that's why, as you said, words and direct, not speaking in the point. So that's very also important to, yes, we need to train somehow how to speak and how to make a voice, as you said. So, and then also drawing, also the more technical drawing too. So, and how we make an order and how we explain to the client and also in the team and so on. So that will be more precisely or some more conscious about it.
And you're working in Geneva, I'm sure you have projects also in Europe or anywhere where there is a very critical, in Italy now, it's very critical, very sensitive. So all of a sudden your work becomes very political. Because we are designing this landscape, a new part of the city actually in Geneva, with very, with architects and so on, but it becomes very political because the city is our client. And so they want us to symbolize, not only make it, but symbolize a good future, symbolize hope, symbolize. So it becomes a very political thing, our work, all of a sudden. More than it used to be.
Yeah. So they're like maybe the political things, but same time, so how this political conscious becomes not too simplify. So they're like the what do you call for example, not the right or left. It's more like we would imagine more like in between or some certain point. So that kind of a political was it's very difficult to develop, but maybe we need to think about how to reach good way of the thinking.
So is your architecture now more aware? I mean, you have earthquakes. That's very important. That there's more and more storm and rain in the world because of climate change. But now we also have this kind of temporary imprisonment within the house. Is it influencing your architecture that you think of scenarios where people live in this house and they cannot go out, and one is ill and one is not ill? How you strategize your floor plan, your
But we at Ribauer always focusing on the some domestic, the like house, co-working house, or like house and the office together, or like a bit like a care house, like a disabled people working station, or like a station, more public building. But we have a lot of always bring into the outdoor space also, like a terrace or a loggia space or rooftop, a balcony, so on. So in our already we started, or we had also very interesting in this kind of threshold part of the building. And then now we understood, and also like we don't design office building, large office building. So and always we expect the openable window by hand and natural ventilation and so on. So that's why. So and also like we designed the square and also like outdoor park and so on. So that's why. So like one good thing is what we designed until today. So it will be also the important part of the life. And then so after the post-corona issue, so also these buildings will be very sustained. So the possibility to reach to the life.
Yeah.
And maybe so other buildings like a more office building, large office building, or like a machine, air conditioning the place, and size of the building was also the function. Some also very special function, so will be considered for next lifestyle. So that's why. So until now, so we don't have not so much a big problem. So in our thinking and consideration. So, but maybe so society itself they needs to change what building would be and what kind of building as a school or as a university and so on. So.
Maybe, yes. And everyone is now, of course, totally obsessed already a long time with urban farming.
Yes.
And now it becomes more and more urgent that you can at least grow a bit of your own vegetables or things, so that you can, it's a bit far-fetched maybe. You can't have urban farming with each house, but something.
Yeah, then we have roof garden, so in our house.
Exactly.
And then now Yoshihara working, regenerate the soil. So that's also he work now top, so that I sometimes make a noise. That is now that he's working. So.
Yeah, we always try to convince the architects we work with that the roofs or terraces or whatever are built in such a way that you can actually grow things there.
Yeah,
you
can
grow even a tree if you want. But you need, although modern technology is getting more and more intelligent in the sense that you don't need 1.20 meters of soil anymore. You can do it much more technological, substrates and textiles and all kinds of foams and microorganisms. Fine, but you still need, a condition. And somehow it's always very difficult for architects to include that in their building thought.
Yeah, I think now the Japanese young generation, they are very happy to work for example, off-grid house or a new technology. So, and also now how the working with nature and garden. So I think they already understood and feel so what they need to do. So I think I that point I bit the very positive to thinking about the future. So if we could use more our house as much as possible for our life and the living, working also, that's also very good vision.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So your children, my grandchildren, your children, they have a new mentality and they learn from this situation a lot. So it could really be a positive thing in all the horrors that we hear, that we learn about time and patience, intimacy, the value of friends and communications and really valuable. We got a package from a friend in Tokyo with very good sake, very good Japanese tea, and 6 packages of masks.
Great.
Fantastic.
Oh, good, great.
So we thought, what shall we send back?
What shall we? Cheese.
The cheese.
Cheese and potatoes and literature, maybe. And we have an equivalent of sake, which is jenever. So also not bad. Anyway, but it's so nice. So you have a different kind of caring for each other on a long distance, which is very beautiful.
Yeah.
And I hope that you both will do, like, that you share a Cadavre Exquis, a public drawing from Amsterdam to Tokyo.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Let's design a garden together.
Yes, good. That's good. Very beautiful. Yeah.
There's this kind of like 2 questions that we normally ask at the closing of these conversations, and I mean, it has been covered a little bit, but it would be nice maybe to use them as an opportunity to wrap up. And this is like in the next kind of like phase of moving forward. What would you take with you from the current moment, and what would you leave behind? What would you not want to carry forward? So maybe it can be a nice opportunity to kind of like use that to wrap up the conversation as a closing. Momoyo, what would you take forward?
We said a lot, I think. As you said, we both already said a lot, but I think I would like to stop flying around so much. We used to fly everywhere. Just for movies.
Yeah.
We're crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
And it's so fantastic that, Schiphol is not so far from here. So it used to be, now
now there's no noise.
Silent. Just now and then, hey, there's a plane.
Becomes a novelty.
So I hope people are more aware. I think KLM is starting again flying to cities in Europe, to Barcelona, to Rome, to, one flight a day, but still it's starting up again. But I hope we can restrain ourselves and have more meetings like this instead of going places. That would help. I hope I can leave behind the unphysicality of we have children and grandchildren, and it's really hard not to hug each other. And the granddaughter of 4 says to me, "Hey, Petra, you cannot enter the house. You cannot come near to me because I might make you sick." And it's very tragic, when you look at one another.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure she learns from it as well. So I'd like to leave that unphysicality behind. Although we can all make bread and cook. Maybe we send each other bread.
Yeah. Yes.
And for you, Momoyo, what would you take forward? What would you leave behind?
Yes. Yes. A very, very difficult question. So, but I think. Well, of course, as Petra said, so I'm traveling a lot before, but maybe I tried to, last, I think, 2 few years, I tried to reduce as much as possible, but still a lot, but I tried to reduce. Because now that I have Tokyo and Zurich, so 2 places, and then also I try to enjoy the Zurich life as much as possible, to stay a bit longer, to enjoy the Zurich life with my friends, and also sometimes Yoshars came to join. So that's kind of dual living condition, but more stable. So that's also I try to do. But if we could more, I think it's also very good. And also recently, so I walk a lot. Now, of course, in this moment, so of course I walk a lot, but I started to walk maybe already 1 year ago. So because I becomes a bit, not so much time to sports. So that's why. So I started to walk from house to, for example, school, 1 hour, and back 1 hour, something like. And then so. Walk is also very good for understand the body, and also not too much stress. So just walk and simple. So that's kind of basic movement. So I think already started, but yes,
ideas. Yeah.
Yes. So I try to do continue. So that is also things, and also drawing, parallelly the drawing is also continuous. So that means maybe I started before COVID-19. So
you're getting ready.
Yeah, becomes more proof. So what I should do. So.
Now, what I also feel, I don't know if you all have that, is that the connection between us all is so obvious now. I mean, we're talking about the Netherlands, we're talking about Europe, the European Union, but we're now talking about the world. And it's so that it's so clear that we are totally interconnected, that nothing happens in Africa that doesn't come here and the other way around.
Absolutely.
And that's something, this consciousness that we are not individuals, nor individual countries, nor individual... Don't you feel? I mean, Switzerland is always separate.
I think yes, ecology, of course, and everybody started to think about the ecological or globalization and so on. So that's also, but this corona, so coming from whole China, Asia through to Italy to whole Europe and other countries. So that this kind of really physical issue is we really more big influence. By very big impact to our change of life. So that's why. So it's more. I think people get more serious about this connection. I think interaction.
Yeah, and I also think talking about art and museums, Fredi and Niels and Vassilis. I think this whole obsession, which I was always very doubtful about. Maybe I'm a bit of a moralist. I have no idea. I hope not. But this mass, this urge that masses should visit the museum. Mm-hmm. Millions of people for a show. Otherwise, it's not a good show. Mm-hmm. That will be now turned back again and say, okay, mm-hmm. where masses is not possible anymore. So let's switch again to content and originality and
absolutely
experiment and curiosity. And a museum should also be a laboratory. And we all agree on this. But that this time maybe changes that mentality. That would be really good.
Absolutely.
Intellectual, trusting people to be also intellectuals and intelligent. And don't need to follow masses to see a Van Gogh painting, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so as well, which could be good.
Yeah,
so it might be the end.
Maybe, so maybe it's a personal, more like a personal direct contact will be mm-hmm. more like becomes strong and also more strong, good connection, mm-hmm. the quality and also deep. Mm-hmm. That might be becomes more popular or favorite.
Not all about money, but more about content and
it really might be the end of the society of the spectacle, and that you really go back to intimacy again. And I think this is definitely great for art because the spectacle aspect was so much more driven in the last years. Mm-hmm. To kind of have a descaling, I'm sure it's really positive.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. It was almost literal in the scale that grew and grew and grew for artists to make it things more and more monumental.
Yeah.
Because of
instead we have a conversation like this. So that's something positive that came out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, well,
great. Thank you very much. That was really wonderful.